Hey, it's a brand new day on Gillum Farms. I am Johnny, and I am driving in a rainstorm right now. I've been driving in no rain to this point. I am less than 1 mile from the cattle farm, and we have not had rain on the cattle farm in over 3 weeks now. So we will see if this rain that I'm driving in actually makes it down to where the cows are, which is, like I said, we're about 1 mile from it. So yeah, let me drive on up there and see what's going on. Alright, I am here at the gate on the Gillum Farms where the cattle are, and it is in fact still raining right here. But as you can see, it's raining in the sunshine. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get in here and check on everything. I've got to help my brother. My brother's coming to get a bale of hay from me for he's got miniature donkeys, and he gave me a call and he needs some hay for those. So I'm gonna be out here until he can get over here. He doesn't have a cab tractor, he has an open top tractor, so it's probably be after the rain stops before he makes it over here. But anyway, I'm gonna check on the cattle, and just happy to see the rain here on the cattle farm. Just north, which is just up that way, it is actually just a monsoon. I actually almost had to pull off because I could not see. It sounds like this is starting to let up right here, so it's just a pop-up storm. 2 miles up the road, nothing, no rain. 2 miles that way. You get here and a little bit farther north, so it's just a sliver of rain coming through, and it just happened to catch the Gillum Farms, and we'll take every drop we can get. So anyway, well, let me wait till this stops and then I'll pull through the gate 5 minutes later. Still pouring. Finally through the gate. I've been sitting out there for about 10-12 minutes with it just pouring, and it is still raining, but it's not quite as hard. Now, I want to show you one of the reasons why I want to put a pond right over here. Why I'm going to doze out a pond. I've already cleared that spot for it. You can see all the water that just runs across here. So that water is just running over here. And you can see that area where I'm going to put the pond, there's actually already water it's just full of water, and you can see it. I'm going to get over here close so you can see it. It is just running into this area right here. I mean, you can see the flow that would be our pond. So yeah, that's going to be a good spot for a pond. Now I need to go check on the other spots, and this is like a little flash rain. I do not see the cattle anywhere at all, and they are in this field. They're in the field that I'm in, and it's not that big a field. It's about 10 acres. So hopefully they pop out somewhere. They were probably hanging out down in the trees, and I'm hoping I see them just any time. Oh, always something. Clover's still looking good though. Oh, here we go. There they are. They're hiding right there. They got down below that tree and down in those woods right there, and they're just kind of hanging out. So, all right, that's good. Good to know that they're around. I'm in my little bumping around truck today, so I'm gonna let it finish raining here a little bit, then I'm gonna check that rain gauge right there for one thing, and now I'm gonna check that little pond that's right down there, because I think I'm just getting ready to move the cows right in there right now. So about 5 minutes later, all the cattle are just all up around me here. So it's still pouring down rain, so I'm still waiting in the truck. This is a blessing from God, because we were 3 weeks with no rain. You saw how low the ponds are getting and things like that, and this one was just a gully washer. So what that meant, that it just opened up. The sky's open. I hope to put a picture in there. It's going to show approximate location, and then it's going to show how the little bitty cell that actually opened up on us actually is smaller than the spot that shows the location. So yeah, just happened to hit a bullseye this time right here. So not even 2 miles, not even 2 miles right up there. I mean, it was like a mile up that way. No rain whatsoever. There's no rain just right down the road, but it hit us. It hit the ranchers in this area. And there's a big cattle rancher up the road there, runs Brangus Cattle. It hit his place, it hit our place, and it's just a blessing to all of us out here. So, yeah, it's one of them God is great things, Anyway, when this rain finally settles down, I will be able to get out there and check on this small pond. There's a small pond past the cattle right down there. I'll go down there and check on that one and see if there's enough runoff in it for me to feel like it's going to be good to put them in there. They're all up around this liquid feeder right now, and I think they want to move, because that's their want to move stance. They're at the gate, they want to go over there. They've eaten everything that they could over here, or not necessarily could, but they've eaten all of the good. Let's just put it that way. They've eaten what they consider the good over here, and now they would like to go over there and eat the good out of that. So I think I'm going to let them in there to eat the good out of that, and then they'll be able to eat, we'll go to the third field next. And with all this rain, it should really help a lot on that third field over there. The third field is, besides this field, it's probably where they get most of their nutrition. So, but the cattle look good. I mean, they're in good body condition, really good. So anyway, let's wait this rain out again. All right, folks, I'm finally out of the truck, and the cattle are just kind of moseying here and there. You can see, if you look out across there, it looks fine, but if you look up close, you can see how much open ground that there actually is. There's a lot of clover in here. So, and as I said before, this was all wooded. All this area here was wooded, and I cleared all of it with a bulldozer. So this is first year trying to get back. And the cattle, this is where the cattle spray thing comes into effect. You see the flies back on their back and stuff like that. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since I sprayed them. Well, it's rained on them, and they've wallered around and done things like that, and they've wore that off. So it's time to spray them again. But I'm not going to do it today. It's just way too wet. It'll just be a wasted deal. So I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to check this pond out and see if this pond over here is going to be good enough to put cattle in this field. And what will happen is the next time I come out, I will mix up some spray. I'll mix up some spray the next time I come out, and I will spray them when I move them to the third field. So I'm thinking about putting them in this one right here. So let me go in here. My brother's coming to get a bale of hay. Oh, here's our rain gauge. This is exciting. All right, we got right at 1 inch of rain in about, I'd say 45 minutes. Probably got an inch. And very much needed here on this property. This property, a lot of water will run through it, but it doesn't hold a lot of moisture. So, all right, it looks like that pond is going to be fine. It looks like it filled up some, so it's going to have enough water in it for the cattle. And that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know if there's going to be enough water in there for those cattle. And it came up pretty fast. I mean, it's the other day it was way down. I wish it would have rained a little bit more, because if it had, it would kind of run over and kind of let some of that stuff that's sitting on top out of it. But yeah, that little water hole right there will work. So like I said, I'm going to put them in here, let them eat what's in here, and then I'll probably come back in a couple of days, and I'll probably move them to that other field over there. 2 to 3 days. We'll see what happens. It's always a, well, what do I think type of deal. So I'm going to go over here and move the cattle before my brother gets here. He should be here anytime. I bet I don't have much trouble getting them through. Come on. Come on, Tug, come on. Here's that spot where that hay ring was, right here. So they came in here and pretty much cleaned that up pretty good right there where the hay ring was. I moved it over the other day when I was here. So, yep, they got a little bit of bite out of that one. All right. My brother informed me that the cattle had actually broke into one of his little mule. He's got those miniature donkeys. I think they had actually gone into one of the miniature donkey pens, but that's because there's basically the fence right there is just about non-existent. It's one of the interior fences here on the property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive down there and see if I can, and the cattle think I'm going to give them some range cubes, so they're all kind of out here bellering a little bit. But I'm going to go over here and I'm going to see what it looks like around that little miniature donkey pen. I've got some hay. I really don't have anything to cut the wire with, and I don't have my fence stretchers with me today, which is unfortunate. I left them in the other truck because I didn't think I would need them. And it looks like I need to get the brush hog out and start knocking some of these blackberry briars down right here. So that's got to be coming right up too. But let me drive on down here and check out Danny, looking masculine as always, Big old bull. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, yeah. Get on back. Yeah. Get on back. Yeah, get on back. Get on out of here. Yo! They wanted in this field badly. Right. See if I can drive across the pond bank in this truck without sliding in. Usually I only go across this on the tractor or slick or on the four-wheeler. If you put them wheels too far one way, you slide. All right, let me look and see what's going on over here with the fence. Right over here is where he said they had gotten in. And the fence is down in several spots. It's got one wire down right here. That wasn't cool. Check this wire. There's a little miniature donkey pen right there, and I think he said that they must have gotten in probably right here, and I think this wire was actually down, and I think they just stepped over this right here, yeah, you can see where he has actually twisted it and put wire in there, kind of cobble patched it, but they went right through a hole right there. So that's what happened, and he has attached that. It needs to kind of be attached to this now, though, that post, I would think. I'm actually going to see if I can sug these cows out of here, because I'd like to save this pasture. We'll see if that'll work. I'm going to leave this roll of wire right here. It's right here. I'm going to leave it so I can use it to patch fence with. All right, here we go. I think I've lied to these cattle and got them to come back into this paddock that I wanted them into. So I've got to get back. I've got to drive back down there and shut that gate. There is Danny, and he is the last one to come. So, and I've got a cow right in front of me. So you're going to move. Move! Alright, so let me see if I can drive down there rapido, shut that gate before they run back in there. There's Danny. Big old bull. Alright. What an update. I have got them back in the paddock I wanted them in originally, because I wanted to eat this right here for a couple of days, and then I want to move them over there. I don't want to move them over there until they've got a chance to eat all this. And they were just too close whenever I tried to go through that gate, and once two or three of them go through, you know, you've basically lost the herd at that point. In the last video, you saw how this little pond right down here was actually way low, and it's up now nicely. The cattle are in here. They've got graze, so they're grazing. I got them out of the other field where they kind of broke in whenever I went through. Across there is where I sprayed all the thistle. That's the thistle area. And I can actually see way up here, I can see three or four thistle plants up in this area up here. So there's some more of that needs to be done. But the cattle are in here, and I'll leave them in here for 2 or 3 days. In this field, that'll give that field that I just ran them out of, well, that they got into whenever I drove the truck through, that'll give that field time to put more growth on, and I'll put them back there for a week or so. So in about a week and a half, they'll come back on this, and that's my rotational grazing. And as long as we get rain, it's fine. But when we don't get rain, it means I got to start feeding hay. Last year I started having to feed hay in like July. I believe July, August, yeah, July. So, and they weren't even here. The cattle were over at another property until August. I believe August 1st is maybe the last day of July, or August 1st is the day we moved them onto this entire property right here. So I'm gonna let them graze this out, and I'm gonna move them to the third field. And my wife Christine said I need to start naming these paddocks. So I think this is going to be the Mean Girls pasture always. So the Mean Girls pasture, we'll call the third one over there pond pasture, and the second one here the transition pasture. So that's going to be our transition pasture. Hopefully I can remember that. Pond pasture, transition, and Mean Girls pasture, because Mean Girls were in here forever. But anyway, I think I'm going to finish it up right now. And if you like this type of content, like and subscribe. And as always, everybody, God bless.